Hey guys, it's Jojo La Manzanita with you guys, and I just wanted to talk to you. And today I wanted to talk to you about facing your fears. I know that in the last I don't know what's wrong with me today. I know in the last videos when I spoke to you guys and I did mention that I had a few fears with lighting up my candles, and actually today I have all of my candles lit. So my house smells extra delicious. But yeah, so I finally got my candles up and lighting the whole day while I'm doing chores here and there. And my house smells amazing. But I did mention in my last video how I was afraid of fire, and me and fire were... No, I was just not doing fire whatsoever. So today I lit them up and I feel good. I feel great. I'm no anxiety, no panicking or anything like that. But I realized for my last video, I realized I didn't mention one of the events that actually happened to me when a few years back, actually, when I first started working here in Houston. Okay, so the point is, back a few years ago, it was around Christmas time, where I had an issue with a fire. Before Martin and I got married, he used to live in California. He came over to Houston. He wasn't going to be able to be on Christmas Eve or day with us, and I wasn't going to be able to celebrate Christmas either because of the fact that I was going to be working that day as well. So it was hard to be.
That pay on Christmas? Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, that's not the point. On Sunday, when it wasn't Christmas, thank God.
Well, I don't know how far to thank him because of what happened, but...
Well, I do thank him. Like, he did a lot of miracles that day because... you'll understand it right now.
But why is this shirt bugging me all of a sudden? I've been wearing it the whole day, all of a sudden it's bothering me now.
I was at work. This was a Sunday, and I remember that. I don't remember what day it was, but I know it was in December. Martin had come a few days before so that we could exchange presents, and the whole family ended up opening presents a lot earlier than Christmas because none of us were really going to be able to celebrate it together. We weren't going to have the time, we weren't going to be available or anything like that, so we opened the presents really early. My mom was planning to make tamales for Christmas, and she was in the middle of that. Something happened. She had to leave they had to leave for some reason. Like, they left really quickly. And I was already at work for this. She was prepping, making tamales, and I believe she forgot to, or someone forgot to turn off, because my mom had people helping them prep the tamales and stuff. Somebody forgot to turn the stove off. The point is, the house lights on fire. I don't remember much of the whole thing, but I get a phone call to work. I answer and I'm like, hey, what's up? It was my brother, and he was like, yeah, what the hell's going on at grandma's house? Because the house we were renting was my grandma's house. He was asking me, well, what's going on at grandma's house? I'm like, what do you mean what's going on? And he's like, well, where are you? And I'm like, I'm at work. I'm not there. I don't know what's going on. Why? And he's like, where's mom and dad? I'm like,
I don't know. They were there when I left.
I'm gonna put them on radar and have them on check every time, I'm just gonna track them down and everything. I got this.
That was weird. I'm sorry, I'm weird like that. But I was like, I have no idea where they are. And he's like, oh, okay. Because the house has smoke coming out of it. And I'm like, what do you mean there's smoke coming out of the house? And he's like, yeah, there's smoke coming out of the house, and yeah, the house is on fire. We had to call the firefighters, and we called 911 already. And I'm like, oh crap, like my mind went to the worst because I was like, whoa, are my parents there? What is going on? I mean, there were so much people. If you think about it, my family is big. So where are my parents? Where are my brothers? Where are my sister and sister-in-law? My nieces? What is going on? The dogs are. We used to breed dogs, and we had 2 pair of Great Danes and a pair of German Shepherds. And
That sounded weird. I've never said it like that.
we had Great Danes and German Shepherds that we were breeding. So my heart went up like to my throat, and I'm like, oh my god, the dogs that are like size. We had like other smaller dogs, but they're not for breeding. They were just like, they're all family dogs to me, but the other ones were not bred as dogs. We're animal people. Especially me. I used to scratch things when I was little. I'm sorry. I'm just a weird person that does that, you know? Sorry. Okay, so back to the story. I, at this point, called my boss, tell her, hey, my house is on fire, I need to leave. I run out the door. From my job to where I used to live at, where this house is located, it took me 30 minutes taking freeway. I don't know how I got there, but I got there in like 15 minutes. And I tried to run straight into the house when the firefighter stopped me, like, whoa, you can't go in there. And I'm like, well, those are my dogs. I need to check them. I need to make sure that they're okay. They're like, ma'am, they're okay. We already checked them. Calm down. It's fine. And then I see my parents on the other side. I'm like, what happened? What's going on? And my dad tried to explain to me the best he could, but we were all nervous. We're not there mentally. So the biggest miracle that happened there was that none of the dogs died. There was dogs inside the actual house when the house got on fire, and they survived. Thank God, because I was in the burst of tears. I did cry. I was a big baby. I was so grateful that all of them survived. It was very crazy, but we got through it. My point is, I have not had really good experiences with fire. And that limited me a lot to like turn on my beautiful candles. Obviously that didn't limit me because I wasn't afraid till just recently when all these other things happened that I mentioned on my other video. If you guys haven't seen that one, check that one out. I had a lot of bad experiences already, or enough experiences to kind of scare me from lighting up my candles, but I did today and I feel great. What my point is, there's going to be things in your life that will traumatize you or will scare you, and they're going to limit you. And let it limit you for a little bit. Don't let it limit you forever. Make sure that your fear isn't permanent, because the second that you decide to make a fear permanent, it's going to put limits to your life that you will not be able to overcome unless you overcome that fear and face it.
I don't know if that makes sense.
The point is, face your fear. Don't let your fear control you or limit you from doing what you want to do and what you came to accomplish to do and to grow as a person. Because a lot of the time, that fear is going to stay there and it's going to limit you. And there, to me, in a way, there's two types of fears I know. The last video in Spanish I said that there is two types of fear. I don't know how many types of fear there is, but I know of two. The fear that you are so scared that something's gonna happen. And I know that, I mean, you have to put the candles in a safe place and you have to kind of watch them and make sure that, you know, nothing happens. But it's not like the fire is gonna get out of the candle and just flow onto the walls and just burn everything and lit everything on fire. I know that's not how it works. But I was still scared of lighting them up, and that limited me from lighting them up. So what I'm trying to say is, whatever fear you are feeling for whatever reason, try to see why you are scared of that fear. Is it really because you're afraid of the outcome? Or is it the other type of fear that I want to tell you about? Is it that you are afraid of your actual potential? Because there's two types of fears I know. The fear of the outcome and the fear of your own potential. I think that a lot of you guys know your true potential. You guys are probably afraid of your true potential and don't realize it. And the way you can realize this is if you're afraid to throw yourself out there into a new career that you really want to establish or accomplish or succeed in, or put out a business that you or your family have never done before, but you're willing to think outside the box to see if you overcome or succeed in this. My point being that a lot of the times we limit ourselves from what we can do because of fear. Fear of our own potential. Fear that we know how great we can be, but we don't want to believe it, and we want to hold back from actually being that person. So don't hold back. Shit. Accomplish. Because the last thing you need is to set limits to what you can do and what you could accomplish in life. If you never face your fear, either of your own potential or fear of your outcome, what you're gonna do is set boundaries to what you can do. Set boundaries to what you can still do. Later on, when you grow old and when you're looking out the window thinking about life, I hope you can say everything I did accomplish instead of, man, everything I could have done. I hope that this little message serves you for something or teaches you something, and you feel that this is something somebody else needs to hear, share it. People out there can hear and know that, yes, we all have that fear. I used to have fear standing in front of the, like on stage or whatever, because, or talking in public, because, yeah, everybody gets nervous. But don't let that limit you. I'm terrified of standing or speaking to the public or telling them what I think. One of those things, I wasn't actually taught to say what I think when I was little. And another, I was actually pushed onto a stage when I was a kid. I grew up on a stage or a pulpit or what do you call it? Altar? I don't know what it's called in English. But the point is, if you haven't heard me mention before, my parents are actually pastors, and I grew up with generations of people who were raised in church, and we were taught to be an example and get up and sing or talk in public or even preach. Like, I ended up preaching once. I'm not saying it turned out great, but I still got up and I still did it. The point is, don't limit yourself to what you can do. How will you know what you're capable of? And I think you do know what you're capable of, but you're afraid. I hope that this little chat gave you something to look at and gave you something to think, and pushes you to try and exceed your own expectations. Try to take out and push away those limits and face those fears that you have or think you have. Thank you for hearing me, and I hope you guys share this with someone that might need this message.